Good afternoon. Subject code 109, E-practical number 9. Topic: measurement of amplitude and frequency by using CRO and function generator. Presented by Bhawani Paliwal, GPC Udaipur. List of equipment: CRO, function generator, CRO probe, connecting wires, and power supply. Introduction: the CRO stands for cathode ray oscilloscope. In modern electronics, the CRO play an important role in the electronic circuit. It is typically divided into four sections, which are display, vertical controller, horizontal controller, and trigger. Most of the oscilloscope are use the probes, and they are used for the any input of any instrument. We can analyze the waveform by plotting amplitude along with the x-axis and y-axis. Types of CRO. What is a CRO? Cathode ray oscilloscope is an electronic test instrument. It is used to obtain waveform when the different input signals are given. In the early day, it is called as an oscillograph. The oscillograph observes the changes in the electrical signal over time. What is CRO? Thus, the voltage and the time describe a shape and the continuously graphed beside a scale. By seeing the waveform, we can analyze some property like amplitude, frequency, rise time, distortion, time interval, and etc. This is the diagram of CRO to observe amplitude and frequency of any signal. This is the block diagram of CRO. The block diagram of CRO, the CRO result, the cathode ray tube as act as the heat of the oscilloscope, and in an oscilloscope the CRT produces the electron beam, which is accelerated to a high velocity. It brings to the focal point on the fluorescent screen. Thus, the screen produces a visible spot where the electron gun beams strike with it, being detecting the beam above the screen is replied to the electrical signal. The electrons can act as electrical pencil to light, which produce a light where it strikes. To complete this task, we need various electrical signal and voltage. This provides the power supply circuit of the oscilloscope. Here we will use high voltage and low voltage. The low voltage is used for the heater of the electron gun to generate the electron beam. The high voltage is required for the oscilloscope cathode ray tube to speed up the beam. The signal are passes from the vertical deflection plate through the vertical amplifier. Thus, it can amplify the signal to a level will be provided the deflection of the electronic beam. If the electron beam is detected in the x-axis and y-axis, trigger circuit is given for the synchronizing these two types detection. Hence, the horizontal deflection start at the same point of the input signal. The normal voltage supply is necessary for other control unit of the oscilloscope. The horizontal and vertical plates are placed between electron gun and the beam. Thus, the can detect the beam according to the input signal. Just before detecting the electron beam of the screen in the horizontal direction, which is x-axis, a consist time dependent rate, a time based generator is given by the oscillator. The signal are passes from the vertical deflection plate through the vertical amplifier. Thus, it can amplify the signal of a level will be provide the deflection of the electron beam. If the electron beam is directed in the x-axis and y-axis, a trigger circuit is given for the synchronizing these two types detection. Hence, the horizontal deflection start at the same point of the input signal. This is the waveform of sinusoidal signal to absorb amplitude and frequency through function generator. This is also waveform of sinusoidal waveform. Working of CRO. Deflection, vertical deflection system. The main function of this amplifier is to be amplify the weak signal so that the amplitude signal can produce the desired input. To examine the input signal are generated to the vertical deflection plate through the input alternator and number of amplifier stage. Horizontal deflection system. The vertical and horizontal system consists horizontal amplifier to amplify the weak input signal. It is different to the vertical deflection system. The horizontal deflection plates are presented by sweep voltage and give a time base. By seeing the circuit diagram of sawtooth sweep generator and trigger by the synchronizing amplifier. Application of CRO. Voltage measurement, current measurement, examination of waveform, measurement of phase and frequency. Use of CRO. In laboratory, the CRO can be used as it can display different types of waveform. It can measure short time interval. In voltmeter, it can measure potential difference. About function generator. A function generator is a device which helps to test electronic equipment to use to generate different type of electrical signal over a wide range of frequency. Types of it. Basically, there are two types of function generator: analog circuit function generator and digital circuit function generator. Working system. Simple function generator used to generate waveform those frequency can control smoothly. Specification. It can be generate some arbitrary waveform, sine, square, triangular, sawtooth, pulse output. Features of function generator. Different waveform up to megahertz frequency can be generated. It can be used to generate some waveform. It can be helped internally calibrated. This is the diagram of function generator. This is also a diagram of function generator. Conclusion: in direct circuit system, direct current system, we don't need function generator, but in alternating system, we need function generator as we need frequency here. Thank you.